Yeah, we'll have to have a backup. So we'll do decaf, and then we'll have like another small, or actually, decaf will be like those little paper cups that you like rinse like mouthwash with. We'll do like decaf in that, yeah, and then we'll one of those Costco like, one of those ketchup cups, like McDonald's, like the small little thing. We'll just little, basically bottle cap full of decaf, and then
give a quick review of it.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna make us pay for if we just go through and put it directly into the little mouthwash cup through the line? And then they're gonna make us charge us for like the.
I don't know what they would do. I feel like we'd get some looks at a minimum, but I guess first shout out. I was just saying this is Maria, and we haven't like really talked much, but she works at Dulci. I think no, it's the express lanes. Dulci's the actual. I don't know how it's named separate.
If you look up the hours, they have a Dulci Grab and Go. Yeah,
Dulci Grab and Go. Okay, so yeah, I mean she's worked there for a while, and just always super. Just go ahead and tap. That's her catch, and then she always says have a nice day. So. That's we couldn't have done it without her, like we couldn't have bought our coffee.
100% true. That's right.
So she's working hard, deserves a raise for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. On my script here, it says we need a podcast name, and I guess I introduced this as coffee reviews, but that's kind of bland.
No pun intended.
So I don't know if these last 17 minutes of talking, if you had thought of anything.
Yeah, I think at least I maybe go on tangents. So if we can have some kind of inclusion of the fact that like, I think if we came up with a name that was kind of
tangential.
Yeah, like just like, by the way, we're gonna go on 17 minutes of non-coffee reviews and then do coffee reviews. So I guess we still need to explore that, but that's kind of an idea, and obviously that's not a name. But
what do we? So we want to include that we go on tangents. Do we want to include some hint that we're at Virginia Tech or in Blacksburg? That might be a good. How it related to.
Yeah, we could throw in like a burg somewhere.
Yeah.
Hamburg. So his name's Hamilton. My name is my middle name's Hamilton.
Well, my middle name's Hamilton. I go by my middle.
Names you're right. Both of our middle names are Hamilton.
Yeah.
So we have a very special connection. That's why we're here right now. Oh, we didn't even talk about how we met. I mean, maybe we should save that for a different episode. But
yeah, we can do that in another episode. That would be like,
yeah,
they gotta work for that lore.
You gotta work for it.
And actually listen to the podcast.
Yeah. So, but I don't know a good name for it yet. But we have a logo.
We have a logo. And that will be on our
made.
SoundCloud. We made it.
I was basically like, move that left 2 pixels. That was what I did.
It's consulting, man. That gets paid really well.
It does get paid really well.
If I had money, I would have paid you $500 for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, consulting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, consulting is I've thought about going in that direction just in life, and there's so many different directions. You do have to have experience, but it is a very. If you're somebody who I think likes, some kind of social interaction and also kind of a dynamic, and hopefully not like a power dynamic where you're on top, but like just including people in the process. I think that's a nice way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna stick this here for a second.
No.
So we had just had a special guest.
Yeah, he'll be back for a segment.
Back for a segment.
So we
surprise.
As broke college students. We don't have a lot of space here, and so we've kind of commandeered a room on campus. It's still public, and so you get to hear all of our surprise guests that are surprises to us as well. And we'll have them all do a segment. We'll have a script that they have to read every time they walk in here. We'll have them do a segment, so you got to look forward to that.
Yeah, we'll have we'll come up with a guest script, and even if nobody shows up, but if they show up, they'll have to just go on.
So Paul,
surprise stand.
When he comes back, he doesn't know this yet, but he's going to be our first surprise guest, and then we'll have him figure out our segment for us. So it'll be interesting. This will be fun.
Oh, we're doing it today.
Well, he's going to come back and hear about this stuff, so I guess he gets to do his surprise segment.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, we should definitely we'll definitely include him in the credits. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. What else is on this podcast script? Yeah, it's everything. All right. Welcome back. No, you can't leave yet. You have to do. Come here.
I have to do the office hours, but I don't want to bother you.
No. You got to do a surprise segment for our podcast. You have to do. Yeah. So here, just give your first name, your major, your how long you've been at Virginia Tech, and then your favorite coffee.
Awesome. I'm Paul. I'm a mechanical engineer. I've been at Virginia Tech for too long, which is some amount of time, not as much as Hamilton, luckily. And favorite type of coffee, one without any type of soy milk or something that makes you
so like black or like
just real milk. It has to be real milk.
Okay.
And if you have sugar, you're weak.
I think that's a good opinion.
I'll get
All
up.
right, thank you, Paul.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
The very first surprise guest on the first episode.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, Paul. Paul killed it.
And Paul did kill it. We're gonna have a lot of those. I've got a feeling. We may not. It depends on the day. This room we're in is a central location for a lot of ME students.
Really?
At least in my year, and we have an exam tomorrow, and so we've already had a few people come in that door.
Yeah.
So
it's exciting, you know.
Yeah. So it's
Public office space.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have a lot more of those, and I'll develop that little surprise guest script a little bit more in depth.
Yeah. No, that was a good, actually, like little spiel because he had to run, so it was kind of, you know, and he sounded like a coffee veteran. You know, he said sugars for the week. I was like, yeah, you're kind of. You know, that's kind of my thing with coffee is, you know, if you're getting like this crazy sweet, like for example, Starbucks, man, like. Why they put in so many pumps? Why is that like the default number of pumps for these lattes? It's incredibly like oversweet. But you know who gets them are just the people who aren't true coffee
veterans. Yeah, coffee veterans.
They love the sweet. It's like a milkshake, you know, or it's like hot chocolate. It's like, no, you need coffee.
Maybe that's what our podcast, Blacksburg Coffee Veterans.
Honestly, yeah, we could do special guests with very, you know, like baristas and stuff like that. No, it'd be really interesting to get some perspective and insight into.
They're really adept. I don't
coffee.
Yeah.
I recently got an espresso machine, so that's kind of my newest development, and it's really different. I mean, from what I know, espresso and coffee are different. They're not the same.
No, it's a whole different. Espresso is pressurized, and they force it through.
Well, espresso is also just different, like espresso beans and coffee beans.
No, I didn't even know that.
So
it's a different.
You can like do the same process. And I did that because I didn't have espresso grounds, so I used coffee grounds in an espresso machine. But it's not the same. Although you can get pretty decent. Like it, I don't know how Starbucks does it, but they have some blends of like hybrid. Like it's like they're interchangeable. Like they specifically make it to be compatible with that. So anyway, I'm not sure exactly, but you know, you can go off the textbook a little bit and just use coffee. It's not that big of a deal.
I didn't know anything. I don't know anything about espresso.
I'd like to have an expert come in and kind of like talk more about the exact differences because I'm still learning. But you know the big coffee experts will not big coffee is in like big coffee, but like the experts in the field will probably have a lot more particular like things about coffee and like maybe tips, and that's something you guys, the audience, can take away from this podcast is, how can I better make my coffee? How can I avoid that burnt taste? Or, what kind of ground should I be getting? Why should I get a light versus a dark? If I'm putting cream in it anyway. So, the stuff like that might be kind of fun to explore. But honestly, I'm not sure how developed this will get. In
Probably
terms of
not super.
getting it baristas every week or something. I mean, maybe we could shoot for maybe one guest a week that's related to coffee. But I don't know. I mean, we're kind of coming up with this on the fly right here.
You couldn't tell that we don't even have a name yet. So
yeah, we're very optimistic, or at least I'm being very optimistic here. But that would be a cool idea, even if it was one guest every 2 weeks or something. And I think our plan is like I think Hamilton already said it, but like once or twice a week. I think we could usually do twice unless something comes up. I mean, possibly 3 times.
If we have enough to talk about.
On a Friday, yeah, but I think Monday, Wednesday, at least for the next month and maybe a half.
Yeah, and we'll have to find a new space next semester. But,
this public office, unfortunately, is
about to get demolished.
Yes,
so.
About to get demolished.
I'm fairly confident it's going to disappear next semester.
So we'll have to find a new. And there are spaces. I know of spaces.
Quiet enough spaces are afforded.
I know, like literally entire rooms.
A Virginia Tech veteran, not only just a coffee veteran, but a Virginia Tech veteran.
Yeah, and we'll have to have. That just gave me an idea for an episode. We'll have to talk about like cool places on campus and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be cool.
Because I have some ideas in my head, but I'd like to hear what you know, and
Yeah.
I think that would be a nice episode for like maybe freshmen or something looking for stuff to do and stuff like that, because Blacksburg campus is great and it's really pretty, and downtown is downtown, but there isn't. I think a lot of people are looking for stuff to do. And once it gets kind of cold, it gets hiking is a little less accessible. And if you're stuck on campus, like you're kind of stuck on campus, so it'd be nice to find stuff to do. So maybe we'll have a whole episode on just what you can do on campus, just generally speaking.
Well, as good as we can. It should be noted that I don't know how it's Sam's thinking, but as far as I've thought, this podcast, its script will not be that in depth. It will be more of like an outline, and so we're going to wing most of our conversations and go on tangents.
Oh yeah, no, you should for you, the viewer.
It's
or
a ride.
listener, not viewer. It's like
they're viewing our logo right now on SoundCloud. Is what they're doing.
It's like 10 bullet points. It's really just and part of that is just what we always do or will do.
It's like you're sitting with us here, drinking coffee, having a conversation.
Exactly. We're like it's drinking coffee, right? The whole process is I'm waking up, I'm in my pre-coffee mood, and I can't think correctly, don't know what I'm saying. And as I drink coffee, I slowly become more cohesive with my thoughts and my speech. And you're right here with us. And maybe that's something you need.
maybe even you saw the title of the episode and you bought the coffee and you're drinking up with us.
Yeah.
That would be the authentic way to enjoy this podcast.
I just remembered that last year when we did these reviews, we would get the coffee at like 1 p.m.
No, it was like 2:30.
Or 2.
It was
So the reviews were kind of biased because, let's be honest, like I'm not sure how much effort they're putting into that, but we're trying to get like earlier, like we're not doing like 7. I mean, maybe we could try that one time. I have no idea your schedule, but we're doing 10, which is better than 2. Like, so it's
10's the morning for a college student.
For a college, for the average college student, that's pretty good.
So,
and it's a little more reflective of if you were going to get a coffee at an earlier time, It's a little more reflective of what your experience is like, because most of you probably will not be getting coffee at 2. At least I hope you're not that far down the coffee